I want to do a video that's a little bit different. Been meaning to make a video speaking about this. I want to talk about some of my beliefs on Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist because I don't believe that the last noble truth, which is, well, you must become a Buddhist. You know, I don't think that's the solution. I think the three basic beliefs, there are four basic beliefs of Buddhism, but I think the first three, I think the first two are correct, which is that if you're alive, then suffering is inevitable, right? This suffering stems from cravings and attachments, which I also think is true, but I don't think it's necessarily just your craving or attachment, which is quite ironic because they don't believe in a personal you, they believe in a collective. Ego is an illusion. But other people's, right? Other people can make your life difficult because of cravings and attachments, because of beliefs that they have about themselves and their insecurities and things, right? Things that they want in the world. They want to make you suffer because they look at you as some kind of way. It's not just a personal thing. So I think out of the four noble truths, the first two are correct. The last two, which is that suffering can cease, and that the path of cessation is like this, I think it's the Noble Eightfold Path, right? It's the Buddhist philosophy. I don't think that's true. I don't think Buddhism is the way to go, because they've been trying it for 5,000 years or whatever, and not many people make it. Like, if it was actually that much of a genuine religion, then there would be no more Buddhists, because they wouldn't have reproduced. They wouldn't have continued this existence, right? There would be no such thing as Buddhism. Or it would be a dead philosophy. It would be a philosophy of people who no longer exist, like the Cathar Christians. Look into the Catharism if you haven't already. It's quite interesting. These people don't exist anymore. At least it's not been a long continuous line of their religion. They're basically dead. They're a dead nation. They're a dead people. And one of the tenets of Cathar Christianity was that reproduction is evil. So there you go, right? It's very similar to Buddhism in a lot of different ways. But you know, I do share a lot of views from Buddhism. But this is what I want to say. I'm going to try to not make this video like too depressing or anything. I have a tendency, because I sometimes record videos that I don't upload. And the reason is because I end up going on a big tangent about something that just is sort of like a negativity spiral. It's the way that my mind works. I almost like to think negatively, because it's just, and it's so easy to just point out the flaws of reality and just, you know what I mean? But I just think with Buddhism, I just don't think that there is a way to end suffering other than to actually end life. Because as long as life survives in a material reality with finite resources, and lots of different species competing with each other, intra-species competition, there will be suffering, there will be death, there will be bloodshed. So the only way to end suffering is to end life. All life. That's the only way to end suffering. And apologies if you heard a notification. I'm downloading a video game. But right? So like, you know, that's what, you know, that's the truth. And I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think people are going to wake up and be like, you know what, fuck all this. Let's just nuke everything. Because people are too scared. They're scared of death, despite the fact that it's inevitable and it's coming for everybody. Hopefully, right? I mean, would you want to be one of these people who just lives on forever and ever? I mean, imagine how tiring that is. Imagine how fucking exhausting it would be to just consistently fucking linger for hundreds of years. Like, I mean, I'm in my mid-20s, and already I'm thinking of, like, not working anymore, just pretending I'm, like, disabled mentally and getting on benefits or whatever. Like, I'm already thinking about doing that because, like, it just seems like my efforts in life are just meaningless. Like, I just, and the thing is too, like, I'm not short, I'm not fucking ugly, I'm not, bald or whatever, like, whatever for dating. I'm not unintelligent, I don't think. Right? I think I have a good head on my shoulders. I think I'm quite rational. I think I'm quite well spoken. I think that I can put myself into the position of others quite easily, and I don't say outrageous things in public to anger people. I mean, I there's some interactions that I have on a daily basis with people. If I wonder if I'm even the same fucking species as these people, they might look like me, but there doesn't seem to be the same mechanisms going on inside that fucking skull as there is inside of mine. And these people don't have the excuse of being younger or whatever. These people are older than me, and they still act. They don't even act like me when I was a child. I didn't act like that. And it's just like, I just think, what the fuck, man? Like, these people are not going to stop reproducing. These people will continue the species for as long as it's possible. Because they don't think like me. They don't have the same... I mean, I guess I'm just maladaptive. I think that's just what it is. I'm a maladaptive life form. Because I see through the illusion. And once you see through the illusion, it's like you're fucked, basically. Like, once you just recognize that it's all just a bit of a meme, and like, this is like, this doesn't need to happen. We don't need to fucking suffer. We don't need to have this reality. We just continue it because of genetic predisposition or hormonal pressure, right? Finding women sexy because they've got nice legs or whatever. It's like, I mean, I guess that's just my thing. I quite like women with nice legs, but it's one of those things that, like, suddenly the brain just switches it on. You want to fuck them, and now you're just ensnared by your own biology, by chemicals. You're in a drug-induced state, basically. When you see a woman that you think is really hot and you want to fuck them, basically your body is drugging you. You're now drugged. You're not sober-minded anymore. You're thinking about fucking women. You're thinking, oh, I bet she's got nice legs. I bet her bum looks nice. I bet she looks nice. You know what I mean? And now all of your rationality has gone out the window. You're not even capable of being rational. I think I even remember seeing something that when you're aroused, your frontal lobe, which is the part of the brain that does rational thought, logic, its capacity diminishes temporarily. So, in order for you to become aroused and to want to have sex, human biology makes you more retarded because it wouldn't work otherwise. You can't be sexually aroused and also logical. It's an illogical thing, which is why the brain shuts down. Isn't that really interesting? Isn't that really interesting? And then that makes you think, like, what is the gradient scale? Like a stupid person. If just a general, even when they're not aroused, they're sober, and they're still a stupid person. Is the level of frontal lobe shutdown less severe in these people when they become aroused? Is it less of a substantial drop? Or is it more? Is it more? If you're quite bright and you find women, and maybe it is more of a substantial drop. I don't think it would be out of the question to say that an intelligent person, when they become aroused, falls into the same state. They have the exact same feelings. as a stupid person when they become aroused, you know? But, you know, your intelligence capacity during sobriety, and obviously I've been using the word sober, I don't mean alcohol, I mean that being aroused is like a drug-induced state, as I said. So when I'm saying sober, I'm meaning non-aroused. Oh, I've lost my train of thought. Fuck. This is why I struggle to make videos, because I end up just fucking going on tangents. Motherfucker. Yeah, okay, so the difference, the gradient scale. So is the gradient scale, is it more severe? There was a point I was going to make, I fucking lost it. Shit. Let me see if I can remember it. Fuck. I fucking forgot what I was going to say. I went for a piss, and I've tried to go back. I've already covered Buddhism. I was talking about the difference between you know, whether horniness impacting the logical abilities is the same regardless of intelligence, or if it actually diminishes more in intelligent people or more in retarded. Like, I don't give a fuck. I can't remember what I was going to say, and I'm really annoyed about that. But anyway, yeah, so I think life is unethical, and you know, I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer on these things, but it's just my beliefs, bro. Like, I mean, maybe I'll have kids one day, maybe I'll just do it, which would be fucking really bad if I'd done that, but, you know, somebody's gonna have to have kids. You know, do you want a whole bunch of retards having kids? Because I know I don't. We're already seeing that. I mean, I see it in my day-to-day life. The only people reproducing are, like, stupid people. Right? And I know I'm making a big deal out of intelligence or whatever, but it really seems like that. You see them hitting their kids, like, this kid's like 2. It doesn't know any better. It's basically just an animal, you know, at that age, like 1 year old. It's got the same capacity as like a cat or something, right? That's how you should sort of treat them at that age. It's like, okay, this is sort of like having a pet animal. I can't really punish it in the same way. It needs to learn through like positive affirmations from good behavior and being ignored when bad behavior happens. I mean, I'm not going to lecture people on how to raise kids, right? Like, I'm not one of those guys, but like, I just see these parents sometimes, like, their kids just not even doing anything bad. It might just wander, just, you know, it might just stand still in the pavement, or like it'll be observing something, it'll be looking at something, and then the parent, you see them marching over to the child. Come on, move on! I need to do this. I need to do that. This kid's like 1. It's like strapped to like a fucking leash, like a dog leash. You see these people, these parents who like put leashes on their kids. And it's like they're tugging on the kid, like, come on, come on. It's like, this is the kind of person that's reproducing, bro. Like, you know, I can't see myself ever acting like that with a small child like that. You know, I would just sort of, at the very least, I would just pick it up. You know, I'd be like, come on. You know, I wouldn't be slapping him. I wouldn't be like dragging him around and just like, you know, some people, they treat dogs like that too. You see people treating dogs like that, like basically choking it to death, like pulling on its leash on its neck and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This is a fucking animal. This is like a dumb retard fucking dog animal. This isn't like, you can't like attribute malice to ignorance. You know, that's what you're doing. You're making it out as if this kid's doing it to you on purpose to like annoy you, or like this dog or whatever. Like, it's a stupid little thing. It's like, it's still learning. It's your job to teach it things. You know, just pick it up. Just pick up the baby. Well, it will cry, but you don't need to react to the crying. Just be like, no. You know, you're spending too long looking at that that butterfly. You're spending too long just standing in the middle of the pavement, being a nuisance, right? Just pick the baby up and get on with things, right? Again, I'm not one to lecture people on how to raise kids. I don't have any kids, as I said, right? So, I don't see myself like slapping the shit out of kids. I just don't see it, and it seems all these people who should have kids don't, man. It's like everybody's sort of, the world isn't the same. I hear people saying it all the time. I wouldn't want to raise kids in today's world. I wouldn't want to have kids now. It's like, yeah, me neither, to be honest. Because you got to remember, if you are a bright person and you have bright kids, these bright kids are going to be in a school full of fucking thick retard kids. So it's even more isolating for your child, right? And who's to say that you're going to have a bright spark? Maybe you're going to have a thick child. People talk about genetics, but sometimes there's flukes. Sometimes you can come from a whole long line of hobbits, and you're a decently tall person. It's just a genetic fluke. And if you have kids, it can reverse back. Now your kids are 5'6". The same thing happens with intelligence. It's not just this like continuous growth of being intelligent, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't be in the state that we're in right now. If all these little micro changes in, I guess, hypergamy, right? If that actually did produce a better state of humanity, we wouldn't be in this predicament. Like tiny little women dating very tall men, and then they have a small son. That happens all the time. It's not just this continual like increase. I don't know how to really explain it. But to loop it back to Buddhism and suffering, because that's the main topic of this fucking video, that in itself is just creating more suffering, and it's unpredictable. There's not a predictability of it. But yeah, the last two tenets of Buddhism, that suffering can stop within a human life, and that the way to stop the suffering is buy my book. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like a dating coach who's giving you like 25 minutes for free on YouTube to listen to his dating day game, or do people even still do that? I don't know. And then you get to the juicy bit, and he says, "Oh, but if you want to hear the juicy bit, you have to buy my book. You can get a free email newsletter. If you subscribe to we can send it to you in an email. You can get the first couple of chapters for free, and if you like it, then you can support my work by buying my book on Amazon." Or, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like that. That's what Buddhism feels like. It's like you get some real juicy good bits at the beginning to get you hooked. Life is about suffering, and suffering comes from craving and attachment. So, oh yeah, that makes sense. Suffering can stop, though. Really? Yeah. If you buy my book, it'll tell you the eightfold path. It's like, see, you had me. You had me in the first half, literally. Because 2 is half of 4. You had me in the first half, and now it's like, you're fucking scamming me. I can see it. Nobody just wants to say the truth that yes, life is inherently suffering, full of suffering, and the way to get rid of suffering is to reduce and eliminate attachments and cravings, which includes sexual reproduction. Which means that we need to end the species. But nobody wants to hear that, because it's a final answer that this all needs to stop. And people want to have a solution to suffering, but also be alive, because this is all that they've ever known. They want to live in a utopia. That's why people come up with all these ideologies. A communist utopia, automated utopian, workers' paradise, or national socialism, where breed the race eugenically and then all of our problems will go away. Capitalism, you give everybody the right opportunities and they make money, they own a business, and suddenly all your problems go away. Everybody has a fucking solution. Everybody wants to eliminate suffering, but also be a human being in a material realm. And the truth is, that's just impossible. Okay, this is the suffering realm. This is where suffering happens. And if there's a realm outside of even Christianity, the Christianity even admits this, that the earth is just a suffering, that life is just the chasing of the wind, right? I think that's in Ecclesiastes. That life is, or Song of Solomon, I can't remember. That life is the chasing of the wind, right? That this reality is just you're chasing ghosts. It's just a never-ending struggle for nothing. But then the New Testament rolls in and it's like, yes, but there's a solution. If you just worship Jesus, you go to heaven. It's like, again, more fucking, like, subscription-based fucking, buy my book, buy my fucking telemarketing fucking program, buy my... You know what I mean? It all seems like that. Nobody wants to write a religion that says life is about suffering. The way to eliminate suffering is by eliminating human existence. And then that's it. And there's no free trial needed. There's no, if you just learn this little bit of information, if you meditate 5 times a day, you'll reach enlightenment. You know what I mean? There's just that. There's just those two essential truths. Just my thoughts, and I'm out of here.